It's a shame no one was really there. Liam, only 8 people for Phantom Menace. Everyone loves to bring up the prequel memes. Everyone loves the prequel culture. But then when it's time to go to the cinema to appreciate it, nothing doing.
No, it was a little sad. It wasn't the experience I was looking for. I mean, I had a lot of fun, but like the crowd itself was very dead. I think to their credit, they probably beat me to the punch since it's been out for like a week or re-released for a week now.
Well, it's been out for 25 years actually, but
that too. That part's important. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. You want to talk about a Roush? How do you say that word? Roushous?
Raucous?
Raucous? How do you say that?
What's with all the
Raucious? How do you say that word, Sophie?
Google Pronounce can do that for you.
Well,
Crazy
anyway,
crowd.
That crowd. I saw Challengers last week in a packed house at AMC Boston Common. It was jumping.
Everyone's so horny from it.
They were horny. I was horny. It's a horny.
That would have been a perfect time for you to pitch the podcast to all of them if the podcast were perfect.
Raucous.
There you go. Well, we probably should have known that, right?
Raucious.
Are we in the trust tree here, fellas? Going back to the original movie.
Fitz, we're always in the.
Sure, of course.
Do I have to pretend, even though it's the 25th anniversary, that Phantom Menace is a good movie?
No, you do not. No,
okay,
you don't.
Thank you, because I'm not going to, because it's not a good movie.
Listen, it has a couple really great scenes, like obviously the Duel of the Fates and like Watto. But other than that, I mean, the pod race is good, but it's a bad movie.
It's too long. The pod race.
We don't need to.
Yeah.
We don't need
the pod race goes on probably.
You think the pod race is?
Is that the noise?
Yeah.
Get out of here. That was
Thanks, man. Thank you. Wow, he's actually really good at that.
What were you saying, Liam?
No, I was just saying you thought the pod race is too long. That's the best part of the movie. Outside of Duel of the Fates.
I haven't watched Phantom Menace in a couple of years, but
so you're
just
telling
based
on
off of my memory of it.
Ignorance.
Yeah, I haven't watched.
Ignorance.
I haven't watched a bottom tier Star Wars movie in a couple of years. Sue me, right? Yeah.
Well, that's about
goes
half
on
of them.
probably, if I had to guess, probably 7.5, 2 minutes too long. I would say at some point it's like, okay, like let's wrap it up here. The announcers are great though. Shout out to the announcers. I don't know their names off the top of my head, but
that's what we need in the Nesson booth.
I think one is better than. I think Phantom Menace is better than Attack of the Clones, personally.
I think just
100%,
about
100%.
anything that you record onto a camera and display before people is better than Attack of the Clones. The only part of Attack of the Clones that I truly enjoy and get like I kick my little feeties whenever I see it is Dexter Jetster, Dexter's diner.
I think I like when Natalie Portman's shirt gets ripped in half and it makes no sense if you watch the scene. The thing scratches her, like
it's like in the back.
Back, and then it turns into a midriff. I think that's pretty funny. Like George was horny that day, I guess. But yeah, that's a even worse movie.
Padme's the key to all this.
3, pretty good movie. 3, I can.
Revenge is special. I have chills already think about that re-released. I will be there night one.
I can get down with Revenge. I can get down with
Revenge of the Sith is solid, but I think it inherently gets a couple of added points because it's not episode 1 or episode 2. So you know what I mean? Like I guess you ended on a relatively strong note on the prequels, so it gets a bump up a little bit.
We did a couple years back. One of my buddies, Cork. I think I've mentioned Cork on here. He had never seen a Star Wars. He never got into it as a kid or whatever, and he had no idea of the overarching plot or anything. So we showed him them, but in numerical order.
Nothing like a tax blockade to get you really into the Star Wars universe.
So, first of all, he totally was stunned that Anakin turned into Vader. So that was funny. But the funnier thing was when Order 66 happens, he was legitimately on the brink of a panic attack. He was like, where are they all they're killing all of them? They're all dying.
They
sure are. They sure are.
I wish I could experience it that way.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
I've watched it in different orders before. There's one called The Machete where you watch A New Hope, then Empire.
Yeah. What do you 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, right?
Yeah, and that one's pretty good. Because it makes sense. You're like, oh, now we know he's his dad. Then you get the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to say, you can't do numerical order for the most part because it takes away the surprise in Empire Strikes Back. You have to go in release order, if you ask me.
But you get this, everybody knows who Darth Vader is. So you get the twist that Anakin turns into Darth Vader. Like that's a real
Yeah, but you have to
twist
sit
that you
through
get.
like 2 bad movies and 1
And then he
solid
has
movie
Luke
with it.
and Leia. It's like, oh my god, that's his kids. You know?
I mean, you could honestly cut out 1 and 2. They're not that important.
I agree. I 100% agree.
You could literally just go. 4,
Nothing
5,
important
3, 6.
happens in those 2 movies.
There's one important thing that happens in episode 1, and it's exactly 2 seconds long. It will be fresh in Liam's memory.
Is it when Jar Jar steps in the poop?
Well, not that, no, and also not Yusa in Big Doo Doo this time. That's
Yusa
up there.
in the big doo-doo this time.
Not Newt Gunray going, this is getting out of hand. No, there are 2 of them.
You see they're back? They're back in the new show.
I saw they're
Are
in the
they really?
Acolyte.
What's their name, Liam?
I don't
What's
know if
that
it's
species?
actually them, but they're,
No, I think
what
it's
are they,
just
like,
their race.
Toydarians? Something like that?
Yeah. They're very racist characters.
Yeah, characters.
I kind of can't believe they brought them back, but hey,
George went crazy.
I'm not running the show over there at Lucasfilm.
Between the Gungans and them, yeah, Phantom Menace is wild. And Watto, oh my god.
Yeah, you talk about...
Do you think anybody has ever, like, verbally articulated the situation going on, like George watching that first cut of Phantom Menace and just going, I think I went a little too far in some places. Like, that's the most succinct summation of that entire franchise at that point. It's like, yeah, you probably did, George. I think you went a
said
little
so
far.
much. But
Yeah.
the one part that is important, and before we get into actual Red Sox talk, I just wanted to acknowledge it. The 2 seconds that are important in episode 1, Liam, during that pod race when the little lizard guy is about to crash and he goes like, "Ugh," like whatever that bizarre sound is, if I can clip it right here, I will. That always makes me smile. It's just a bizarre, like, it's very funny, quick little crash, typical Star Wars, like almost like the Wilhelm scream of aliens.
Well, the Wilhelm scream is also in Star Wars.
Yeah, many a time. So.
Yeah, Liam, what do you know any of the other? Sorry about the. I don't want to talk about the Red Sox yet. Liam, do you know any of the other race? There's Ben Quagineros, and then there's Sebulba and Anakin. But do you know the others off the top of your head?
I should.
Is Ben one of the ones that fucking dies?
He's the one who he doesn't even start the race because his pod racer is his power coupling blows up.
Oh no!
They go, there goes Quadraneros.
I don't care what galaxy you're from. That's gotta hurt.
That's gotta hurt. Who's the one that dies?
Let me see. Appearances.
Sebulba, that dirty fuck.
Wikipedia,
I have all
the Bunta
I have all the
Eve.
participants.
I've got them right here.
Quadraneros,
Yep.
Teamto Pagalis, Boli's Roar, Arc Rose. That's a normal name.
Wait, listen to this one. I'm sorry, Liam, not to cut you off, but I have this list on Wikipedia has their like result listed.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, and they're all like they're either crashed or whatever. And then, but one of them, racer named Neva Key, their result is vanished during the second lap.
They got him.
Here,
True
Rats Tyrell did not finish, fatal crash in first lap. There you go. That must be who I was thinking of.
Rats was special.
Yeah, he was. He could fly, huh?
I have his rookie card actually signed. It's went up in value after that fateful Bunta Eve Classic.
Sebulba, what didn't even finish? Where'd Sebulba finish? That asshole.
Sebulba, I mean, he didn't.
Oh, he
finish.
crashed. He didn't
Yeah,
finish.
But he didn't die.
Liam, trivia. Can you tell me who finished second, third, or fourth? And I'll give you some Jake points.
No, I have no clue.
All right. So second,
I'm not even gonna try to guess.
second we have Gasgano. Third, we have Aldar Beto. Fourth, we have
They call him Al Darbido, don't they?
Ebe E. Endicott. And fifth, we have Alan Mack. And sixth, we have Bowles Roar.
Very funny that George thought of all these ridiculous names, but the most pivotal character in the entire saga is like, Luke. You know, that's
This one's insane. Liam, look up Wan Sandage. I've never.
I'm looking at him right now.
Yeah, who the fuck is that? Wan Sandage.
There's no way they're in the movie. There's simply no way.
That's an insane design.
I like half of these guys I've never even seen before.
Yeah, shit. I might have to watch the movie again.
They definitely really show up in that like one cutscene where they bring out all the flags and like that.
Yeah, Oh yeah,
And
Ben
of course,
Quadrant
they have
right
the
here.
most the
Power
most
coupling
intricate backstories.
Do the robots there who like kind of like the
Oh, the
Three
pit,
Stooges,
the
big
pit
group?
droids, the pit
Do they have
droids.
names? Yeah.
Hit him on the nose.
This just says they are the dumb series pit droids. DUM series pit droid.
Oh, they really
Get it.
nailed that one in, huh?
Well, like George's kid pick it. You know what I mean? I just think they're dumb.
Guys, I gotta say though, Star Wars in theaters, it's the way it's meant to be seen. Enough of this TV crap.
It was
I'm
great
sorry.
when
Sorry
I
for the
when
language.
Thank
they
you.
did Return of the
Yes.
Jedi a couple years ago. That was great.
I did that last year. It was amazing.
Or was
I'm
that
a
just
Jedi
last
man.
Year? Wow.
I'm a Jedi
Yeah.
man.
Good movie.
Oh.
Very clearly the least best of the three in the original trilogy. If you ask this, man.
100%. But I love the Ewoks.
Yeah, right.
Nub
Fuzzy
nub.
little murder creatures. That's Ben Quadraneros. Did I nail the pronunciation?
You nailed it. You
Speaking
nailed
of
Mine
which
says
inspired this.
Fitz. Mine says Bruins fan again, but can you change it to Clegg Holdfast?
Yeah, that's Ben Quadraneros, aka Liam. We're joined by Clegg. What was it? Clegg Holdfast.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Clegg Holdfast, aka Jake. I am
He just. I'm sure you're all wondering. He crashed in the second lap.
in the second lap. So that might be the lizard that goes like that. That might
Well,
be
a
him.
lot. There's like 5 different ones that crash in the second lap, so I'm really not sure, but maybe.
Okay.
Clegg looks like a. Clegg looks.
Lizard with goggles.
Yeah, no,
Looks like
that's
Rango.
Not,
They
Yeah,
just they recycled that name. For,
that ain't Clegg. That ain't
Um,
Clegg. Fitz, I
they
think
recycled that name
I
in the
think
second one,
Dud.
didn't they?
I think Dud Bolt might be who you're thinking of.
Is it Dud Bolt? Let me look it up real quick. I'm Bobby Pointer, aka Fitz, by the way. Welcome to Pod on Lansdowne. Dud Bolt.
Yeah, that might be him. He looks
Pod
kind of
racer?
like what you're describing. I'm not sure.
No, that's like an alligator, dude. What are you talking about?
All right, sorry, but listen to this. Clegg Holdfast. He's the planet he's from is New Plimpto.
New Plimpto.
That sounds like a Smiling Friends joke, like Meep Boulevard or like something like that.
I'm finding out the name of this lizard guy.
Well, here, Fitz, I'll host while you do that. So at the time of recording, our Boston Red Sox are 19-16. They
Fired.
sit.
I'm going back to hosting. I
Okay.
gave up on looking out for it.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Thank you. All right.
At the time of the recording, the Boston Red Sox are 9-16.
Nope, that's not what they are.
Ah, damn it! I'm fired.
You're fine.
9 and
Union
16.
What are
union
they?
override. Union override. They're 19-16. They are sitting firmly in third place in the AL East. How many games back? 4.5 of the AL East, and they are 1.5 back of the third wild card.
So, gentlemen, with all the Bunta Eve Classic talk out of the way, with that in mind, a solid 50-50 so-so week for the Boston Red Sox. It's so weird that the perception of weeks kind of are dictated based on that last game of the week, because it was a pretty shitty weekend, all things considered, but Sunday was just such a blast that you just kind of be like, 3-3, went up against the hottest team in baseball, were able to take one in Minnesota. Things could be way worse as they go into Atlanta for a pair or 2 games. How are we feeling, though, in general after the past week since we last spoke? Liam, there's kind of a befuddled look on your face. I'll call it befuddled. What's going on through that noggin of yours?
I think what we've seen over the last week is quite honestly probably what we're going to get the remainder of the year. I think the offense kind of went cold. I mean, you saw it when Seti went deep on, was it Sunday? It was their first home run since Seti went deep the previous Saturday
week.
against the
Yeah.
Cubs.
It was 200 at bats, like 270 at bats or something.
Something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I think you just saw it. Like, I mean, Friday night they go up against Paddock, who, I mean, quite honestly, that's a game they should have won with Houck on the mound. And Reese trying to get Seti killed, throwing down to second on that one play. But I mean, overall, like the pitching has still been solid, which is another great sign. But I think we're just going to see this from the offense the rest of the year, where it's just inconsistent. I mean, you have so many guys down. You're cycling through guys on the right side of the infield. I think it's kind of what you're going to get. I mean, I do think Raffy's coming. The summer of Raffy is approaching.
Yeah, that was going to be
Some went deep on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he gets hot, he can carry the lineup. But
as I'm
outside
watching
of that,
just now, he just hits a single to the opposite field. Here we're recording Tuesday night just before 8:00. Just slapped a base hit the opposite field. Raph. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Who is my fuckwit for the week, by the way? Raph looks.
Well, let's get right into it, huh?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Devers is my fuckwit. You mentioned the bats going cold, Liam. Of course, that's a pain in the ass. Yeah, but even then, the team still ranks in the top 10 across the league, across a wide range of stats. I had this in the Over the Monster Monday Morning Brushback article, but still top 10 in homers, even with the power outage. Still top 10 in RBI, still in doubles and OPS. Numbers that dictate or tend to lend credence to you driving the ball. The Sox still look pretty good, all things in general. How much of that is because of the 17-0 win and against the Cubs? Who's to say? I'm not a data scientist there. I can't tell you specifically, but Devers' numbers look like very quietly. I feel like all-star caliber. His OPS is hovering right around 900.
Well, I can add to this. Our good friend Devers Enjoyer today tweeted out that Devers this season defensively, fellas, he's simply mid. He's not the worst in the fucking league anymore.
I'll take a mid.
Yeah, he's like, I think he's got he's in the 50s for his.
I love mid.
I love mid. Yeah, he's like for range and arm. He's got he's in the 50s, 50th percentiles. And listen, I'll take it. I'll take that all day, every day.
You
Thank
blindfold
you
him before the play, and that might be able to get up to Matt Chapman levels there. Nolan Arenado prime. If he has to make the difficult play consistently, if you make plays as hard as possible for him, Eric Chavez, Gold Glove, Platinum Glove. I'll even go as far as to say for Devers. But yeah, I'll take mid if that's the case, especially with the way that he's hitting the ball. Maybe that time we were complaining about it a couple weeks ago, oh, come on, Devers already needs time off with the shoulder and the knee and this, that, the other. Comes right back into the lineup and is able to produce. And it looks like that will be the case. Summer of Raffy, just like Liam said. I'm fucking with that. I think he has been part of our ire early on in the season in terms of we need something more out of our franchise player. That's what he's been giving us. So I'm fucking with Rafael Devers.
I will say, to Raffy's credit, he's way more disciplined than he's ever been so far this year. The walk rate's 15%. So.
Yeah, I was reading about that. What's his career, Liam? Do you have that?
His career,
it's way up.
It's 8.3 is his career walk rate.
Hey, I'll take
it. Last year it was 9.5. So the year before it was 8.1. 21 it was 9.3. That was a career best. Or no, 23 was a career best. I'm reading the numbers and getting it wrong.
That says so much. It's not just your ability to just lay off the stuff, but that speaks to your plate approach and everything. That's a huge development. If that's maintainable, right? If he's able to build on that, I understand that he's entering what you would consider his prime now. He's 27, correct? Am I not wrong?
Sure is.
So he's not. He's not, the most spring chicken. But he's entering his prime now. And if that's something that he's adding to his bag, able to draw more walks, able to lay off some of the strikeouts, lay off the times where he swings so hard it looks like he's trying to hit a 9-run home run. If we can
I don't want him to lay off those. I think that's the most endearing thing about him.
It makes me laugh every time.
Yeah.
Huge moment, second and third, 1 out, 7th inning. Devers comes up. You just know he is swinging out of his fucking ass, that first pitch.
Yeah.
So, every time.
But no, shout out Rafael Devers. That's my fuck with.
All right. Fitz, you want to toss your don't fuck with out there?
No, I want to hear one of your fuck
Okay,
withs.
you don't. Liam?
I will say, I'll give my fuck with to Cooper Criswell.
Yeah.
Nice. Coop Troop.
The Coop Troop. Let me pull up his game logs real quick. I wasn't prepared. I had Raffy ready. Shout out Raffy, 157 OPS plus so far this year.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Trying to kill some time here and pull up Coops. So since we last recorded, he has gone 9 1/3 innings, just 1 earned run. The ERA on the year is 174. The FIP is 3.5, but hey, we'll ignore that.
To be clear, that's also good. I mean, we have
I'm just saying,
unrealistic.
There's a significant discrepancy there.
Yes,
but to Coop's credit, the guy's getting it done. If that's your 5 for the rest of the year, the Whitlock experiment is another conversation. Another conversation. But if that's your 5 for the rest of the year, so far so good in my eyes. He's thrown 20 2/3 innings. he's going. I mean, 4 to 5 innings regularly. Which if that's what we're getting from our 5, that's what we're getting from our 1 last year. 4 or 5 innings regularly. So,
yeah, you take 5 and dive from Criswell if he's going to be in the rotation. 100%.
If Criswell can give you 5 innings every 5th day, I'm cool with it. And it's not even like he's really throwing that many pitches. The most he's thrown so far this year is 83, and that was in his first start of the year. Fitz, I believe you were there. So there is room, I think, for him to be stretched out even further, where you can get him to 90, 95 pitches, and maybe that gets you another inning. But I like what I'm seeing. He's showing up on Pitching Ninja, which is insane to me.
Yeah, the Giants with his strikeouts,
struck out the side, and then
the sweeper, I believe. Yeah,
his start Sunday where he loaded the bases, but then got 2 strikeouts, and then Miranda grounded back to him. He's a dog. He's got the dog in him. So
little fun tidbit there. And by the way, yeah, I was at that game. That was one of those Angels games. That start that he made. Again, ripping from my blog on Over the Monster. Read. The chain. He's been mixing up all 4 of his offerings pretty consistently, especially with the changeup, the sweeper, and the sinker. He also uses a cutter as well. But entering Sunday, his changeup has dropped an average of, you know how many inches of vertical break, fellas? 44.2, which is 23% more than the league average. He's also getting considerably above league average break on his sweeper and his sinker. So you're getting the drop, you're getting the glove side movement, you're getting the arm side movement from a guy who we didn't even consider would be a part of the pitching plans at all. We got him off the scrap heap, 1 year, $1 million contract after he was DFA'd by Tampa. Now here he is mixing up his pitches.
What a world, huh? How far we've come. We're taking guys off Tampa's scrap heaps and making them good.
Used to be the other way around.
Yeah.
Uno reverse card, right? He's hitting his spots. He's limiting the walks. He's got good movement. He's changing the locations. I really like what I've seen from him. And if whether or not he's in the rotation or if he's just used, as a swing guy going forward, whatever, if he's a spot starter. Even with Nick Pivetta set to come back Wednesday, which, by the way, Nick Pivetta is set to come back Wednesday, which is great. I don't think Criswell deserves to lose his spot on the team. I think he's done more than enough to stay up with the big club for some time.
Well, he should, right? Because Pivetta coming back, you're still short a starter. Yes?
Jared Keller.
Well, you too. I mean, Bayo's not back either yet.
Yeah, no, I mean, because Wink's been opening, Bernardino opened.
So I think, at least
there's room in the rotation for him.
Yeah, sure.
Jared Kelly
until we start talking about Witt coming back, which do we even have an update on Witt? He's not even throwing, or he started throwing.
I haven't heard anything. There may have been something.
Yeah, they got him.
Yeah, so Coop, you're safe with us. You're safe on Lansdowne.
Well, that brings us to my fuck with.
Hold on.
Hold on.
No, we're teasing. You wanted to host so badly, you forgot about the tease.
I'm sorry.
Some of you be so focused on the cheese that you forget about the trap. That picture of Mickey Mouse in the mouse trap.
Thank you.
Love that meme. Sorry. Anyways, we'll be right back on Pond on Lansdowne. When we return, Jake's fuck with and all of our don't fuck withs. We'll be right back.
Was Kelnick a 2-run bomb?
Yes, most certainly was.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, the big 2024. Get the fuck out of here. He said he liked the chop, too.
He did. 5 seconds. Hi, whoever's watching. We have returned to Pod on Lansdowne. Jake, Fitz, and Liam, we thank you very much for taking time out of your day to listen to us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, twilight, whatever time you're listening to this bad boy. We're on Twitter, by the way, in case you didn't know that. The show is at Pod on Lansdowne. I am at Fitzy Mopena. Jake is at Jake Wallinger. And you're off private now. You're back onto the public.
I go back and forth. I go back and forth.
He takes applications from time to time. Sometimes they're closed. It's like a doctor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're accepting new patients. And then at Liam Fennessy _ of course, he hasn't had a 50,000 tweet in quite some time now. It's been probably about a week and a half. You're due.
My buddy Met's tweet did well.
I popped a little today. Bit today.
Oh yeah.
I tweeted that the LGBTQ+ community has forgiven the TAM guy.
Not everyone will be obeying their mothers.
I got 2.5 That ain't bad.
That'll work.
Jake, what are you fucking with?
Fellas, I'm fucking with Wilyer Abreu. I mean, how
Well,
could I
sure.
not be? Listen, is this fucking guy just going to be like a 140 OPS plus guy? I mean, is that just what he is? That's crazy.
Making catches up against the wall in Atlanta,
Yeah,
too,
I mean,
as you say this.
Is he? This cat's playing himself into our long-term plans, I'd have to say. Or at least
190 plate appearances so far. The OPS plus is 136. Like,
I mean, we've got him
at
locked
this point,
up.
at this point, that's not a small sample. I mean,
We've got
200, 300 ABs,
he hits
you
free
usually know what
agency.
you got with the guy.
He's gonna hit free agency when he's 30. We got him until 2030. That's my guy.
Such a smooth stroke with him, too. Like, it's quick. It's smooth. It looks so
He's
nice
looking
when
way
he's
better in
in the
right
zone.
field too than I expected. I'll be
Especially
completely
after
honest.
that debacle in Seattle, where it's like, if this is, what we might have to deal with. But no, he's actually, to his credit, he's made some good plays.
Props to him, because that first week and change was ugly.
Spring training too. He had a
Yeah,
tough
he
spring
was bad in
training.
spring too. No, I'm all in. I mean, it seems that Cora understands that he's got to play every day now. I mean, he's cleaning up, especially with Casas out. This is like your guy. This is your guy to drive in runs now. He's been great. I don't really know what to say. I think like all his under the hood stuff looks good. He's swiping bags a little bit, which I didn't know he had that.
A little bit, right?
Yeah, he's got, what is he, 5 for 5, I want to say? That's not nothing. That's not nothing. I like him. I like him.
Now,
Heim.
you
Heim.
mentioned- Yeah, Heim masterclass. Now, you mentioned him playing his way into the long-term plans. And it's a good problem to have, of course.
Yeah, no, the outfield, thinking of what we're going to do with the outfield
Yeah.
starting next year gives me anxiety. I don't want to think about it right now.
But again, it's
Again, good problem to have, but
good problem to have. But I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how you can't have Abreu in the conversation going forward. As it stands right now, who knows what happens down the line. But I think, again, like Liam mentioned, this is not a small sample size anymore. We saw the second half of last year what he was able to do. And then so far in 2024, he's been great. And hopefully only continues to improve as a professional.
just real
Anthony's-
quick, I have been thinking about it though, the outfield going, not this year, but in the next seasons and ahead.
Let me hear
I
it.
think looking down the barrel here, I think the Red Sox will kind of become one of those teams where they don't really have a 9 that's every day. They have like 10 or 11 guys that kind of just cycle, because the infield, if Meyer's ready to start or close after the start of the year, it's the same problem that the outfield's going to have. It's like 5 guys for 4 spot, like plus Story, so I think it's just going to be like to keep everybody fresh. They'll just sort of move guys around, and that'll be the thing.
Especially if a lot of them are cost controlled, you know what I mean? You're able
Yeah,
to
they're
build
little
depth
babies.
that
I mean,
way.
half the team's gonna be little baby boys. So
And what I mean, shit, like we're only in early May and we've seen a ton of injuries for this Red Sox team.
yeah, you
Right.
can't have too many guys.
So having
we've learned
that
that.
depth,
We've learned
right?
our lesson. Yeah.
Exactly, right? So yeah, that's a nuanced way to look at it. What say you on that front, Liam?
No, I mean I think that makes sense. I think you've already seen like the bench depth is lacking. So
Like
long as you
Rafaela
have-
becoming like a super utility guy seems like kind of a logical thing. Like
to me, it makes all the
like
sense in the world.
you're not going to say to him, hey, center field's yours. You'll say, hey, you can get in the lineup just about every day playing either middle infield or center, or, like something like that. Like I just feel like that makes the most sense, because I mean, is Duran a long-term guy to stick around? I don't know, but if he is, then it's like, yeah, you've got Abreu.
Again, you talk about cost controlled guys. I'm
Sure, you don't want to
Duran
dump a
is-
guy. Yeah, what's the point? Duran, Abreu, Anthony, Seti, Rob Refsnyder. That's our guy. I mean, that's 5 guys right there. That's 5 outfielders. So I don't know. We'll see.
Did you
Again,
bring
good-
O'Neill back?
No, I don't.
Really?
He's only 28.
I would not feel comfortable giving him a large bag. I'd have to see how things play out.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, I'm
I'll
pretty
just say it. I know the discourse. I'm sick and tired of these fucking the Sox can't hand out a good big contract. I mean, you look like it's a
To
really
save their
bad.
lives.
It's a really bad track record. Well, that brings us to Massa too, right? It's over for him. You look at that outfield.
Is that your don't
Yeah.
fuck with?
No, I mean he's hurt. I don't want to bag
Yeah, I
on
was
the guy.
gonna. You don't fuck with the fact that he's hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, O'Neill would be interesting. I mean, there's a lot of time left in there. He is due for some negative regression just because of the fact that like this rate is unsustainable. So whatever that looks like now, it remains to be seen. So in terms of retaining him, that question comes in time. I'd say just buy the ticket and enjoy the ride for it is right now, and then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. On his front, because with or without him, there's still a good amount of outfielding depth within the organization. You would suppose.
Getting crowded.
Yeah,
Getting
over
crowded.
the next couple of years.
It's getting crowded.
Speaking of being crowded and potentially having people down in Worcester, my don't fuck with for the week is Bobby Dahlbeck's commitment to the spit, where he's the best hitter in AAA and then comes up and is he's Bobby Dahlbeck. He did a 500-foot home run in Worcester, his first game back to left field, something like that.
Him and Valdez, they're mashing, man.
Yeah, Valdez went like 5 for 5 his
Bobby
first game
Bobby
back.
had like 3 walks too. The next
You know
day.
what? That's fine. Let him.
That's almost
That's-
funnier than the home run.
That's fine. That's fine to me. Let them be the Bash Brothers down there in AAA. God bless them.
let them sell tickets down there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get worked up. I mean, they're two of the most 4A guys to have ever existed. It seems like.
To quote you, Jake, though, I'm just not entirely sold on this bit from Bobby. I don't really.
Well, it's a good bit, I think.
I don't appreciate it. It makes then he gets called up. It's like, oh, he's been hitting in Worcester, and then he'll go 0 for 20 again, and then we'll same song and dance.
Yeah.
Fitz, I'm gonna counter you there.
Oh.
My
boy.
don't fuck with is Garrett Cooper.
Ah, so something's got to give on the first base.
Yeah.
The secret third answer is Dom Smith, actually. So
Hey,
clearly
maybe.
you're not a Dom Smith believer.
Tom Smith 2-run
I don't know.
bomb.
I
and
haven't
mini.
seen.
People forget.
That's
It was
true.
48 hours ago, but people have forgotten.
I haven't seen anything out of Garrett Cooper that has impressed me. 13 ABs, 15 plate appearances. You have 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. The OPS plus is -18.
Yeah, Bob could do that.
Yeah, and Bob was playing fine defense too, and you could move Bob around. To me, it seems like Garrett Cooper's stuck at first. He's not very versatile. So I don't know. It was worth a try. I appreciate them bringing in a legitimate major leaguer to try to fill a hole. But so far,
Left the bases
I'm
open
like-
there against San Francisco, that third game, right?
yeah, couldn't cash in. But hey, nobody was really cashing in during that stretch. They were getting
Right.
a bunch of men on. Is what it is. But remains to be seen what we'll get out of Mr. Cooper. But that's my
For-
don't fuck with. I can't really say. The only other like real don't fuck with I had was that play from Reese Friday night. Because
Yeah,
that was just fucking stupid.
absurdly bad.
He's trying to kill Seti, throwing a cross over the middle.
You call
with
that a
Carlos
hospital
Santana.
ball.
Yeah, he was throwing
Football
one up
term.
to Austin Collie. That's really the only one I could come up with. I mean, the bats, like I said earlier, I think they're going to be hot and cold all year. Pete Fatsy, I'm in your walls. But it is what it is. You're still to their
Bill
credit,
Lars.
they were still getting guys on base. They faced they've faced some seriously good pitchers lately. You beat Joe Ryan on Sunday, who's always had your number. They stuck with Pablo Lopez on Saturday night. You beat Logan Webb when the Giants were in town. So there is promise there. And it's not like they weren't getting guys on base at all during those games. But yeah, so I can't really say I'm not fucking with the offense, because I do think, like we saw on Sunday, they pop right back. But yeah, Garrett Cooper is really my only qualm over the last week.
And it's a small sample size for Cooper, but yeah, it's been a shaky start to his Red Sox career. For what it's worth, not that I'm the Garrett Cooper enjoyer and have watched his career, you know what I mean, know everything about him, but everything that I had read about him seemed like his defense was steady enough. Cora complimented it, a couple articles, I can't remember from where, or if they were just voices inside my head, they said his defense was good, solid enough. The one thing that did give me pause a little bit, and again, it's not like, this is a guy that we went out and gave a fucking 10-year contract to. Cooper's power has not been a big calling card of his. I think he's only had, I think the most amount of homers he had in a year was 17. So for a right-handed first baseman, it leaves a little bit to be desired. But again, just a replacement guy for now, who can slot in while Casas is on the mend. So again, early, small sample size, see what happens with him. But yeah, not his best week as a professional, I would say.
I gotta say, is first base really the only significant hole?
It's also
right now?
not. I mean, it's a hole because it's our franchise first baseman got
Right.
hurt. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like
Like
it's
that
a
only
long-term thing.
highlights it even more. Yeah.
And then we'll see
But
what
no,
we
I'm
get out of
just thinking
second
like
with
right now,
Grissom.
like now that Grissom's back.
Well, we'll
kinda
see
like,
what
He
we
just
get
got a
out of
hit.
We have an
He
everyday
just got a
second
hit.
baseman.
There you
Just
go.
got a hit. Yeah.
Shut up on
He's
Grissom.
real. He's real, and he's our friend.
Yes. Hit that double
new-
he hit
the
to
new
the
number
opposite
5.
field on Sunday with the bat flip there. That was silky smooth.
Yeah,
that was,
he could
that was
swing
good
it.
to see.
He could swing it.
Yeah, he
People
could
were
stroke
all pissed off because he doesn't throw sidearm from second base. It was like freaking people out. Whatever.
it. I did not see that.
Yeah. He goes over
Why,
that.
why would people be worried about that?
Well, just because it
There were-
looks
there were,
weird.
like, what,
It
2
looks
plays
weird
Friday
for
night?
a second baseman to not throw sidearm. It was like kind of jarring.
It's like watching a lefty quarterback. It
No,
just
that's
looks
exactly.
weird.
Yeah. So what was
The
all right? Where are we?
aesthetic.
Liam, you did a don't fuck with, and Fitz, did you?
I did.
Oh, okay. What was yours?
Mine was the fact that Bobby Dahlbeck keeps doing this
Oh, right,
quadruple A
right.
bit.
Oh gosh, what's mine? Oh heavens.
Do we have to go to another break, Jake?
Yeah.
Jake break?
Yeah.
Break for
Yeah,
Jake?
We do. Yeah, we do.
Well, we actually can't because it's too close to the first break. So
Oh, okay, all right. Then I'll power through. I don't fuck with. Oh my god, here's a really kind of a niche one, but I'm gonna toss it out. I don't fuck with the center field video board at Fenway Park.
Listen, that's in our lane, man.
He was talking
Dude.
about it last week.
Yeah,
We were there
dude, that thing
Wednesday.
looks like ass. Like a ton of pixels are dead. It's dim. It looks really bad.
And it's weird because the other boards look fine.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Especially the newest board, which is the one up in like above like the first base line, like down the line where the Cumberland Farm sign
Over the
used to
old-
be.
the old
That
Cummy
board is
sign.
vibrant. That board
Best
is
seats in the
vibrant.
park, by the way. If you ask me if I could pick one place to sit, I think I would sit
The
up there.
cummy seats?
Yeah.
The cum seats?
Big fan of the cum seats. They're right by the bathroom. Like it's no wait for
It's his favorite
concessions there.
place in the ballpark.
You get to see the entire park. It's a great spot to see a game, if you ask me.
I don't know. I feel like I'm craning my neck trying to like look at home plates in there.
Cool. Well, take some
That's just me.
ibuprofen and grow
That's
up.
just me. That's just me.
Oh, speaking of
do some stretches.
over the counter medication, I've been popping Claritin like they're fucking Tic Tacs.
It's allergy season. It hasn't.
I'm
come
getting
for
my
me yet.
ass beat, Fitz. It's hitting me right now. I'm crying right now.
Actual tears.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
get me
killing me,
soon.
dude.
I'm sure by the time we talk next week, I'm going to be all congested nasally. I'm going to be a
Claritin.
mess.
Yeah,
CVS,
it's
thank
coming for
heavens,
me, I
had a
know
little. CVS had a little 2-for-1 or two buy one get one 50% off Claritin. So
Those
that
are
was
not
great.
allergies, Charlie.
So that was great. That was great to see.
But yeah, center field scoreboard. Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
and you
like
know,
it's been
next
like
time,
that.
next time our beautiful listeners are at Fenway, take a peek because that thing looks like shit. And remember how much. And remember, a lot of teams are getting really big, cool, nice new ones. You know, we used to get cool stuff like that. Now we get
we get concert
Garrett
halls.
Cooper.
we get Cooper Criswell. We get the 1 million goes to him.
Well, how old is that board now? Because they replaced it, what, in
It's
like
old.
2010?
That board's like 20
We,
years
we,
old.
we
almost.
did this maybe during
Yeah.
the winter at some point. It's like
Yeah.
from 2010 or 2011. So, I mean, it's 15 years old. It's time
That's
to
time.
go. It's time to go.
Time to go. AFTV reference. Shout out there.
How old, Liam? How old is the board? 14 or 15? You said.
It's 14 or 15 years. It was either
Right.
before the 2010
Hey, I'm
season
sure.
or before
I'm
the
sure. I'm
2011
sure Drake
season.
would love that video board, huh?
Oh!
Oh.
Hey, listen. Put that on ice because we do have a voicemail in a few moments
Oh.
that is related to that. So put that
Okay.
on ice for just a second. But yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact timing of video boards, but it just sounds like 15 years is time to like, hey, maybe like at least give it some, not just your
I
typical
mean, there's
wear
some
and tear
ballparks that
maintenance.
aren't even 15 years old now. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you put it that way, yeah.
Like, we're playing Atlanta. Turner Field didn't only lasted 20 years. Come on now.
Which is crazy. They built that whole ass stadium for an Olympics, and then they were like, "Oh, we'll just use it, for
Now,
the
what?
Braves
Georgia
as well."
Tech plays football there now. Is that
Georgia
what it's used?
State. Georgia
Yeah, so
State
not
plays
even-
I've
there.
never heard of Georgia,
Georgia State Panthers. I believe they recently became D1 in like the last 5-10 years or so. Georgia Tech is in Atlanta, as far as I know, though, but they have their own stadium.
My geographic knowledge of the great state of Georgia is not all that great.
You're not a rambling wreck from Georgia Tech, Liam?
No, I didn't. I haven't made the march to the sea.
Civil War on Lansdowne. Yeah, there you go. General Sherman, I think Sherman's March.
Yep,
That's what it
Sherman's
is.
march to the sea.
There you go. You took
Yeah.
A push, right?
No, that's
there
right.
you go.
That's right.
But
Yeah, I mean, if we want to rip on the Braves real quick, moving out of the city so they can be closer to their season ticket holders. Get out of here.
to
They're
Cobb
45
County.
minutes north. Yeah, they're 45 minutes north of the city. Get out. Get out of here.
A real true take I really do have. You should not be allowed to use the city's name if you're not in it.
I agree. If you're outside the city limits, fuck 'em.
Yeah.
Or even like within the greater metro sort of area. I mean, how far is Cobb County from where they play to Atlanta proper? Do we know?
Let me do some Google Maps for you.
Yeah, they're in Cumberland.
Yeah, the
Side note,
Cumberland
I
Braves.
know more. I know more counties in Georgia than I probably should know, just on account of being on Twitter. Like this whole thing, like just following people. From
Election
around there.
Twitter.
Election Twitter, yes.
Yeah,
to
Georgia
Cobb
matters.
County.
Yep, that's right.
Cobb.
I know the
County,
Arizona ones. They got Maricopa County. That's my favorite one out there.
Fulton County. You
Yeah.
know, there's a
Yeah.
lot down there, right?
Yeah, Steve Kornacki. That's my guy on MSNBC.
Kornacki was
Lib alert on MSNBC.
yeah, vote blue no matter who alert. Kornacki was killing it on the Kentucky Derby, and
I know. I saw him. Sophie, we had the Derby on, and Sophie went nuts. She's his biggest fan.
I was saying it to Missy Mopania. I'm like, this is like spring training for him because he's got an election this fall. But like, he'll be doing this. He'll do Olympic coverage stuff. But that's just like he's just warming up for the big show. You know what I mean? He's got Senate races in Wyoming to break down and shit like that. You know what I mean? That's when it's really his time to shine. He's got to get back into mid-season form.
Yeah.
There was
All right,
no
so
path to 270.
I will say I overestimated the distance from Truist Park to what is now called Center Park Stadium, the old Turner Field. The distance is only about 15 miles. And it says the drive's only 18 minutes, but I don't think I trust that. It's probably 45 with traffic.
But even that, right?
But still, it's
What's the
it's not
comp-
close.
what's
They're basically in Marietta. The
What if
Marietta
they-
Braves.
Right? If they rebuilt, if they built a new Fenway and put it out in like,
Put it next to Gillette.
put
Fuck
it in
it.
Wellesley,
Fuck
you
that.
know what I mean? Like, no, we're not, the Wellesley Sox, not going to happen.
Somerville. It'd be like North Somerville. Put it up there. I feel like that'd be-
Somerville Sox, kid.
Somerville Sox.
Weymouth
Yeah, I could
Red
never.
Sox? I don't think so. Listen, as a South Shore guy myself, not in Weymouth. Not in Weymouth. Don't need that. It's inherently more cool when stadiums
Yes.
are actually within the city.
Of course.
100%.
Urbanism.
That's right,
Give me
Liam.
urbanism
That's
or
absolutely
give me
right.
death.
You know how lucky
Rather
we
be
have it for
rather be
Boston? I mean,
alive in Kenmore Square than dead in
Chavez
Cobb
Ravine.
County. Yeah, right.
Cobb County.
I mean, it's kind of tough for Gillette being on Route 1, one road in, one road out, but I mean, at least there's a commuter rail station there. And then you talk about the Garden and Fenway, like, right there in the city.
Yeah, nobody's got it better than us.
Nobody.
Sure.
How about the
Who has more?
universe?
Who has more fun than us?
Nobody.
All right, want to add and then the voicemails?
Look at you. You're learning, talking about
Yeah, I'm
Jesus.
learning. I'm gunning for your job.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to do, but you're getting it.
All union.
Fitz,
all
Fitz,
union.
I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you, Fitz.
I'm
An
not going to
attempt
bleep
will
that
be
one
made
'cause it
on
made
your
me
life.
laugh. Yeah, so we'll be right back. Voicemail when we return. All right, I'll play the voicemail just so you know it. What is to come?
Do we even address the fantasy one? Like, that's definitely an off-season thing.
I
right?
will. Yeah,
I'll keep that in our back pocket.
I'll say it.
You'll just say that, hey, great idea.
Yeah.
We're going to do it in the off-season. Yeah, okay.
Great idea. We'll see you in
is.
6 months.
No, I know.
Fine.
No, it's true.
Stop talking so I can make sure there's enough sign. We have returned. Pod on Lansdowne. Jake Fitz and Liam here at your service. We got a voicemail for the show. Is that 2 straight weeks with a voicemail without having to put out the mailbag episode call to action? Look at us. How about that? Now, as a matter of fact, we actually got 2 voicemails. I don't want to ignore the other one. It was asking us to do our all-time Red Sox roster. That's a good idea. That is 100% something that we should do in the off season because we'd be here until 2 a.m. recording, arguing about the intricacies. I'm telling you, man, the best loogie that the team has ever had is Alan Embry. I have the best bullpen, clearly here. So
I'm taking
we
Billy
should have
Wagner.
that.
Sorry.
Yeah, that 1 year Billy Wagner special. So we will keep that in our back pocket. We appreciate who sent that in. But we do have a question here, and if you have a question or a comment that you want featured on the show,
No, don't ask me to do it. I don't know it.
that's a surefire way for me to guarantee that I will.
Fitz, I don't know it. You're
It's
not
like
going to
you're
get
in elementary school. Don't call
Yeah,
on
you put
me.
your head down. Yeah, right. How about you, Liam? What's the number to call?
617-420-2431.
Nailed it. Proud of you. Gold star. Jake, see me after class.
I've been studying.
All right.
100%. 617-420-2431 to be featured on the show. We got a voicemail here from none other than Mr. Puffy Nips.
Oh.
Oh, that is Nesson right there, so we cannot do that. Playing it right here from Mr. Puffy Nips. Hi, whoever's watching. Okay, here we go.
Hey fellas, Mr. Puffin this year, long time, first time. Hey, question for the fellas. If you had to get into a Kendrick Drake style beef with any Sox podcast or Twitter account, who would it be? Bonus points for Boz roasting those chodes over at Bastards of Boston Baseball. Thank you. Have a good one.
We kind of answered the question right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious one. Yeah, the Bastards, of course. And we've gotten the mud a couple times with them. A little bit. Light mud.
Sneaky distance.
Is Lansdowne Bound even a podcast, or is it? Just
I don't know, but we are blocked by that entire.
Yeah, they are not nice people.
Dr. Jim, yeah. Dr. Jim fired the first shot. We'll have you know. All right? We did not instigate that. Yeah, but that whole posse. Yeah.
I know I've only done it once, but I think I'm going to start tagging Dr. Jim every single time a Red Sox player gets hurt and asking for a prognosis. I think that's funny. I think that's funnier than just doing it.
That's a good bit.
That's a good bit. You know what? So I don't want. I mean, listen. Hey, I don't want a guy on the Sox to get hurt, but it's going to happen. It happens a lot.
I feel terrible for our Sox, but
but this is tremendous content. To bring it to the real life example of Drake and K-Dot, one of the big critiques of Aubrey Graham is that he's like a culture vulture. He's just biting everyone's style. Oh, you're from Atlanta, then you're from Jamaica, then you're from there, you're from New York, you're from this. To bring it back to us. Only in Boston might be my Twitter account that I have
that's
beef
good.
with. Like you're not
they're
from
not
here.
in the city.
You're not here, right? I don't care if Hey Arnold debuted on this day in 1995, man. That is not an Only in Boston kind of tweet.
Famously takes place in Boston.
The one time a quarter. I really should. I'm getting older. Like I gotta watch like blood pressure and shit like that. But the once like a quarter, once a season, like spring, summer, fall, autumn, once during that time when they tweet Michael Scott, Jim Halpert, Pam Beasley, Dwight Schrute. On this day in 2005, Kevin spilt the chili or some shit like that.
You know they have it scheduled. It's scheduled out.
They don't even try to be creative about it. It's always at like top of the hour.
I'll tell you what.
Engagement farmers.
It does numbers. It does numbers every time.
Get the engagement farmers out of here. I'll fight them all.
I will release a Euphoria-esque track against Only in Boston.
You know what? I will say we're getting in the mud. Boston Strong, come outside. Boston Strong 34.
Yeah. Well, hey, dude. Hey, he might call Ortiz. He might text Ortiz.
We don't want Poppy against us.
I think what bothers me the most is like he'll unblock you. Well, no, he'll block you, but then he'll unblock you like a couple weeks later. So, like, what's the big deal, buddy?
I'm a big
Does that happen
blocker.
to you
I'll
guys?
admit it. I'll be the first to admit it.
I'm a muter.
Nah,
I'm a
I'm
muter.
a muter.
I'm a muter because sometimes
Shout
I like
the
to
void.
check in. Sometimes I like to
Shout
check
the
in.
void.
Nope, out of sight, out of mind for me. And I'm saying that now as a K-Dot defense. Like, now you can't throw that back in my face. I already addressed those rumors. But I usually give people 2 strikes. Like, I'll mute you on the first strike. But if you come across my desk again and you annoy me again, then
Well,
it's a block.
here's my rationale for being a muter over a blocker. You know, I wake up real early to be a hater, and you can quote people if they're muted. You know, it's a lot easier to go find out like with
But
somebody's
now with the engagement, like with
if somebody's
checks,
talking
you know what I mean?
nonsense, I'll just go in there and I'll.
You can
I'll-
screenshot it. Now you don't want to give them the engagement there that they crave. You take their stupid take.
You're thinking too much for me, Fitz. That's too much.
In a beef, you have to be thinking, man. If these emergency meetings we're having, come on.
Fitz,
I
you're
guess- I mean, this
Drake's
one's also-
ghostwriter.
You're the OVO leaker. If we're talking like strategy
Yeah.
here, you're leaking this to
You're the rat.
bastards, right?
You're the rat, Fitz.
This teething fucking
I
rat.
guess, I mean, this one's tough for me, just because to quote the great Trill Withers, I'm not here to argue. You know,
I literally always am.
I have my personal and professional life on that Twitter account. I can't be getting in the mud that often, and when I do, it's very minor.
The easiest way to light people up, I've found, without actually getting like suspended or anything, is you use an image of somebody saying like, you know, XYZ, like threatening their life or something, but without the text from the meat. Like, it's just the image.
Like Squidward and that fish, we're gonna kill you.
Yes, exactly. Or the one I always do is True Detective, when he's like, if you get the chance, you should kill yourself. I just tweet the image
image of McConaughey.
because the image doesn't mean anything. If you know what it means something. But there's no, that's like plausible deniability. It's like, I don't know.
You're like, oh,
I just like Matthew
the picture.
McConaughey. I just like Matthew McConaughey. What's that? Yeah, so that's how I operate. And I'll tell you what, fellas, it hasn't failed me yet. But then you've got people, you know, people were threatening Liam's life on Twitter during the streak. You know, abolish cops.
Crucify him.
She went out sad. She said, "What if I killed Liam? He was gone."
And
Week.
then
She was gone
they
a
got
week.
her real fast.
Yeah,
they got her real
she was
fast.
banned. She was suspended in about 15
5
minutes.
minutes. Yeah.
A friend of the program doing that.
No
Can you
less.
imagine?
No less. Yeah. And it happened.
Yeah, that was it. They got her.
I don't even
So,
think I saw
so
it
to answer the
until
question,
after.
I mean, it's the bastards. I have no ill will to anybody else, publicly.
Yeah. Everybody else eats. We'll all eat together.
Publicly, I guess I have some ill will
Those
behind closed
no
doors.
good bastards over at Not Another Socks podcast.
Yeah,
From the
right.
death row, right? Yeah, no.
Carabas, that fucking guy.
Yeah.
He comes in like he's been waiting here this entire time.
He's been in the waiting room for 52 minutes.
Gets suspended. The Carabas fans will get at you too, though. That's the thing. You pick that. You're not going to win the PR war there. He will go scorched earth. I can't say that right.
Scorched oil.
Scorched earth. Yeah, they pay me in Williams. Anyways, so yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no, maybe we should get in the mud this summer if things go south
Yeah.
on the season.
I try
I'll
to
do it,
stay in the
dude.
mud.
Say less. Liam, if you want to get in the mud, you know I'm right here. I'm a text
Yeah,
away.
I'll call you. Yeah.
Speaking
Jake's-
of mud and nature,
Jake's my
Liam and I
shooter. I got shooters
Liam and I
on
are seeing
every
Kingdom
corner.
of the Planet of the Apes on Thursday.
Everyone
goodness.
raves about that the new like
concept
the reboot.
of evolution.
Yeah, great franchise. I'm excited to see well, it's not my friends. They're all dead. It's new friends.
That's true.
Yeah.
New trilogy coming
Yeah.
in hot. But
Maurice
technically, a
dead.
continuation.
Bad Ape dead. That little blonde girl, the Chevron girl, dead.
Yeah.
Who else? Woody Harrelson dead.
Do we know how much longer it takes after war?
No, I have no idea.
I might look that up.
Anytime,
But it
anytime
looks
these
great.
new
It
movies
looks-
come out, I can't help but think about the Simpsons bit, the
Dr.
Planet of the
Zaius?
Apes music. Dr. Zaius.
Yeah.
From chimpanzee to chimpanzee.
Fellas, I'm afraid I must depart. I'm up against the clock here.
You're dipping out.
I must.
Well,
Well, before you go,
it's 300 years. by the way.
300? I thought it was going to be about
Yeah.
Caesar's son. 300 years.
I thought it was at first too, but no. Then
No.
someone was like, "It's many years." But Wikipedia is saying it takes place 300 years after.
All right.
before you
Well-
go, Jake, quickly,
Yeah.
what's your song of the week?
Oh, holy fuck, dude. You got me. Screaming Infidelities. Dashboard Confessional.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, bye, Jake.
All right. I love you guys.
Bye,
I love you so
Jake.
much. Bye.
Love you.
Bye, everyone.
Finally, we could talk about soccer. Finally.
No!
Oh, by the way, Jake, Turn that mic down next time, man. You have been spiking all day.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just giving you a hard time.
I'm gonna leave then.
It's too late. Too late to change now.
I was gonna say I didn't think he was actually
there he
gonna
goes.
leave. Like I was like, is he just gonna be sitting there for 5 minutes trying to leave? Like, should have get off the pod, Mr. Wallinger. Anyways, your song of the week. I want you to go first because I have a feeling in what direction you're gonna go, and I hope you make this decision for me because I've been torn for the last 48 hours or so.
I have also been torn, but let me pull up my my on repeat real quick, and I'll give you something good. It's a toss up for me, but I'm going Maria, Dua Lipa.
Okay, so at least you're
going
giving
Maria.
the album.
I figured you might be going with What You Doing.
So that's the
and
thing.
I don't want to take that from you.
We can get into a conversation about Dua Lipa now because I was going to
Beautiful
pivot
Life.
into a different. Good album. I'm not going to go out and say
it's too short.
it was about as long as Future Nostalgia.
I know, but 11 songs. Come on, we can do better, everybody. Let's do better.
I did. If
A
you
call to
give me
arms.
11,
A call to arms to the music
11
industry.
good,
We
11
need
good
longer
songs
albums.
at like 40, 45 minutes. If you can give me that, or even a little less if it's good, in and out. That's good. If you're
Still
gonna
too
go
short.
long, it better be good. There better be like no real filler in there. That I don't
I
like.
will say the Taylor Swift double album, way too much. Way
Filler.
too much.
Too much filler.
I don't need 32 songs. But
I
would say the sweet spot is 15 to 16.
Yeah, I would say, and if they're 15 to 16 great songs, and you've got a classic, you know what I mean? Like you got a great album on your hands. I love the White Album by the Beatles, but if we're gonna keep it honest with ourselves, there are certainly a couple songs that they could trim off of that, and it would be even higher in my rankings.
Couple.
I'm sure.
Yeah, just a couple.
Right. I don't need honey pie nor wild honey pie. I don't need either. But
you got to have options though. Come on. Now.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Are you feeling just normal honey pie, like hoity-toity, Paul? Or are you feeling wild honey pie? At least wild honey pie is shorter. But Radical Optimism, good, and definitely the best song on the album, by the way, is What You Doing.
It's a
That's
great song.
Song of the Summer.
I like Maria
potential.
though.
Maria's
think
good.
Maria and What You Doing are.
French Exit, good song.
French Exit is also
guitar
on
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very flirty the entire album. Shout out Dula Peep. If you had asked me Sunday afternoon what my song of the week was going to be for a pod on Lansdowne, I would have said What You Doing.
Oh, so it's evolved over the weekend.
As a matter of fact, in my blog, I do a song of the week, and it's different usually than what I end up doing on the podcast because I end up listening to a different song within the span of when we record or when I write Sunday morning / afternoon up to when we record. It will change. I was going to do What You Doing. I was going to double dip on What You Doing, which again could be Song of the Summer. But something happened Sunday night. A producer,
a terrible tragedy.
We already touched upon this.
A national tragedy.
We already touched upon this situation, an ongoing development in the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef. Metro Boomin issued the BBL Drizzy challenge. Have you heard BBL Drizzy?
Fitz, if we're in the trust tree, man, I haven't listened to any of the songs. Wow.
No, I
haven't listened to any of it.
Mr. Social Media, you haven't even heard the BBL Drizzy beat?
No, I'm not tapped in. I haven't been tapped in on this one. I'm like vaguely following it. I see all the pedophile stuff, but
yeah.
That's it.
BBL Drizzy,
that's all I've really seen.
There's gonna be bad audio quality here. It's just a beat with BBL Drizzy.
I have not heard that.
It's a new thing. And so Metro Boomin has issued a challenge to people. If whoever releases the best verse with that beat in the background gets a free verse out of him. Wow. So people have been taking the BBL Drizzy beat and have been going wild with it. Over the last 48 hours, BBL Drizzy, it's the first, someone said that this is the first distrumental towards Drake in
I mean, it's a good beat. I can't lie.
I'm pretty sure it's AI, but that's still fine. BBL Drizzy, BBL Drizzy, BBL Drizzy.
That's your song of the week?
BBL Drizzy is my song of the week. BBL Drizzy. Or any variation of that song.
It works. It's an outside the box choice. I respect it.
What are the Red Sox doing right now? We should probably go back.
Still
to
2-0. Cutter is in the bottom of the fifth at 72 pitches.
The pure ball fans are not going to like this episode of the podcast, I would say. Shut up. NESN Plus. You know what? I'm changing my don't fuck with. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm changing my don't fuck with because every single time I change, whether it's to the Bruins, to the Red Sox, or vice versa, or I open up a game on NESN 360, they play that fucking Coors Light commercial louder than you've ever heard anything played before. The fucking train bursts through the living room, driven by LL Cool J. People all over the world! John Heads! Like, it screams.
It's a great song. I love that
It's
song.
a very nice song, but it's not great when it shatters your eardrum every time you're trying to watch the Red Sox. That's my
But
don't
I
fuck
have
with.
I have a boomer take for you.
What's that?
Just get cable.
I honestly
Join me.
have generally
Join me.
considered
Come
it
back.
at this point.
Come back
right?
to us.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Physical media, cable. We had it so good.
Yeah, genuinely, because that's the way it seems to be going. We're going return. It's going to be full circle.
I guess if we're updating Don't Fuck Withs, and I'll say this because they've already started outside. For the past week, they've been doing road work outside my apartment, and it is loud as shit. It's shaking the building. I don't know if you can even hear it on this, but they just started with the jackhammer. They start around like 8:30 each night since Thursday, and I don't know why they're doing it at night. It's not the middle of the summer. It's not hot out. You guys can work during the day. That's just a quick rant. I slept like shit last night. It was so loud. It's the loudest it had been last night. And I've had it up to here. I'm thinking they're just like rushing to get it done before the Red Sox come home. So I'm hoping
That's probably it, right?
This is the end of it. Yeah. But it's been bad. It's been real bad. Like I guess it was Thursday night they started, like minutes after the Bruins lost Game 6 in heartbreaking fashion. I was like, what the fuck's happening now?
It almost like it simulates LL Cool J driving a silver bullet train right through your living room.
Very much so. 8:30 on the dot every night. It's been going on. I can't sleep. It's terrible.
So it's funny you mentioned that, like how you'd rather prefer them do it during the day, because from what I've seen, there's been a lot of road work on the highways during the day. It seems like at the most inopportune times. I'm like, God, you could do this
Maybe
at night.
it's the same crew. It's got to be the same crew.
Yeah, right. There's only so many hours in a day. Maybe I should lay off them a little bit. What's the week ahead for the Red Sox? Washington in this weekend, right? After
Washington
the 2
this
games.
weekend, and then Tampa for 4. So it's a 7-game homestand. Are you coming to any of the games this weekend? I want to go Saturday.
No, I'm going to be busy all throughout the weekend. I'll be in Boston Friday by the Garden. I'm not going to the game, but I'm meeting up with some friends to watch at like Hurricanes or something like that. So come through if you're feeling slutty. A lot of my buddies from high school, and then some college friends as well, and then Missy Mo there as well. So it'll be a good time. I don't know if it'll be like Sully's Tap or Hurricanes or one of those places, but I'll be there.
I might be getting cultured Friday night. I might be at the Museum of Fine Arts, our beautiful MFA.
Ooh, look at you!
Yeah, getting cultured.
This is art. Get it?
This is art. Yeah. So I might be doing that, but I'll keep you posted. That's not final.
Yeah. And then Saturday, I'm going to watch Arsenal beat Man U. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to beat Man U.
I hope so. I hope so, man.
If they lose to Man U, or if they even tie against Man U, we don't deserve to win. We don't deserve to win the Prem. It's as simple as that. After that display, that 4-0 display against Crystal Palace,
that's insane to me.
They're a joke. They're such a fucking joke. Ten Hag's got to be out of here, you would think.
I don't know, Jim. He needs more time. He just needs more time. That's all. He needs another transfer window.
Bro, so just one more transfer window. Yeah.
bro. I swear.
One more overpriced midfielder, bro. I swear, bro. One more Mason Mount, bro. It's totally gonna be fine.
I will say, shout out FSG. Today was the 5-year anniversary of the miracle at Anfield when we dismantled Barcelona 4-0 to come back down 3-0.
Trent's
aggregate.
Corner kick there. I mean, that's
corner taken quickly.
I'll revisit that like every so often. What a fucking heads up play that is.
Peek behind the curtain. I was working at Orioles ticket sales at the time, and it wasn't a full-time gig. It was like 3 days a week, but nothing against the Orioles, but they were terrible at the time, and the job was awful. And the greatest decision I ever made was not going to work that day so I could watch the game. And it paid off. So a beautiful day, a beautiful moment.
Tottenham had their comeback against Ajax.
I know, it was a crazy Champions League week. That was insane.
Right. It's
It'll
so
never be
weird
like
that I'm
that
gonna
again.
have to. It's so weird that I'm gonna have to root for Tottenham in like a week and change to just do something against City, because realistically, that's the last hope. Fulham plays at home against City over the weekend. I'm not expecting anything there. The last game of the year is the Declan Rice-less West Ham United at Man City. Not expecting anything other than a City win there. It's going to come down to Tottenham fucking Hotspur against City. It's my two biggest enemies. Like, I mean, I have to root for Tottenham,
I keep forgetting they have a game in hand. That's just trouble.
right?
That's just trouble. That's not what you want. Oh,
No matter
down
what we
only a
do,
point.
it could end up not being enough. And I guess I
Yeah,
could
you-
live with that, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Buddy,
I, could
I've been there. You win out, they win out. 1 point. 1
I
point.
guess
up.
I guess I could.
Fucking
What would
yours.
genuinely make me feel worse is if they dropped points against United here, and that's what was the final nail in the coffin for Arsenal. That would be. I think that would be worse than bringing it down to the wire. The final day, like, you give yourself a chance in match day 38. You win that game. City wins. You know what? Well, it's the best team in Europe over the last like 5 years, you would say. You know what I mean? Just what they've been able to do. It's Pep. You know what I mean? It's Haaland. It's De Bruyne. It's you could at least live with that. I think I could not live with fumbling the bag. This would be a bottle job if we
Yes,
lost
if
here
you drop
or tied here.
points to United, for sure.
Even if it's
For
at
sure,
Old
100%.
Trafford, even if it's at United, they should win 3-1. I'll give
You
them
should
one.
win out. There's 2 left. 6 points. They should be yours.
I think so. And if
But
Tottenham,
City, they always have a game in hand. I don't understand how it happens.
because they're in so many fucking
Every year,
competitions,
I
so they have
know
to
it's all
delay
the
it,
fucking
right?
domestic cups. I hate it. And then you look down the barrel of the gun. They're like, oh yeah, we got one more.
And
Great.
like Tottenham isn't gonna make the Champions League this year, anyways. Even if they finish in 5th, they're not gonna. The
Oh,
Prem's
yeah,
not going to get that
they're
fifth spot
7
for
points
it. So they're right.
I don't know. Villa has a game in. Well, they have a game in hand on Villa. But still, no, that's a tall order. 7 points.
Villa,
Yeah, Aston Villa, the villains.
the villains, yes. But
Good.
I mean,
Good evening.
but man, if Tottenham could do me a favor, I would still hate their fucking guts. But
I
if
don't
they
know,
could
man.
just do me a favor,
I don't know, Jim. Jim, I don't know.
I mean, let's be honest. It's going to be like a fucking 5-0 drubbing against Tottenham. Knowing Spurs, they're gonna.
100%.
It's
It'll
gonna
be
be
over by
wicked Spurs.
halftime. It'll be over
Yeah.
in the first 30 minutes.
If they're gonna fuck me over like that, just get it over with. You know what I mean? Make it
I mean,
first
like,
15
I mean,
minutes.
Holland with 4 goals in the first 50 minutes over the weekend. Like, get
Yeah.
out of here.
Like, just do it like that. Like, don't prolong this. Don't let it be like a 95th minute stunner from Rodri or something like. You know what I mean? I don't need that.
I'll forever be scarred for life. When Gerrard and Coutinho went into the Etihad, and they're up 2-0 with 15 minutes to go on the final day of the season, and we had won. And that's what decided the title. It was like two of my favorite players ever. Couldn't get the job done. And
It's sad.
it keeps me up at night.
It's I'm
But-
gonna be inconsolable when Arsenal blows this. I can already see the bullet coming through. But anyways, that's soccer and this is baseball. Do we have anything else for the Red Sox?
I was just going to say, because I had him pulled up because we mentioned him briefly. Billy Wagner, 2009, 13 2/3 innings, 198 ERA. He finished 2 games. The ERA plus was 241, and the FIP was 258. So that was talking soccer. That was talking Billy.
Yeah.
How
old was
once
he?
he gets
Probably
into the hall,
like 37 at that time.
he
or
was
something like
37. They picked
nailed
him up
that.
literally like September 1st. He was there for a month.
that? Yeah.
It was like that old post waiver claim deal.
Yeah, no one wanted to take him on. I know it might be washed by. Then the next year he goes to Atlanta and is like that
He's
good
an
for the
all-star.
entire year. Yeah.
Yeah. 143 ERA. He saved 37 games. He threw 70 innings. The ERA plus was 275, 38 years old. And then he hung it up. And they never called.
He has to be a fucking Hall of Famer. Oh, by the way, Nesson experiencing technical difficulties.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Is it on cable too?
Yeah.
I gotta say, listen, shout out to anyone who works at
absurd.
Nesson. Nesson's been fumbling the bag
What the hell's the?
this year, at least on the
Are we
app
like
side.
mid-inning? It's top 6. We
Yeah.
pull up game day. This is ridiculous.
The app is a mess. The camera work has been a mess.
Oh my-
This technical difficulties thing is a mess. That just
We
compounds
got the bases
it.
loaded too. Are you kidding me?
This is a certified Nesson. I'm tweeting that this is a certified Nesson moment.
We have so Abreu led off the top of the 6th with a walk. Then Von Grissom reached on a fielding error. Dom Smith struck out, and then Garrett Cooper walked. So bases are loaded with 1 out, and old Reese, sweet swinging Reese, is up at the plate.
Sweet stroking Reese.
Sweet stroke. They call him Sweet Stroke Reese.
Well, we
Well,
could
that
commentate on
is-
this game if we could fucking watch it, but if we don't have anything else, we might just call it a week
for-
there, no?
First pitch to Reese, ball low, 96 miles an hour. He's up 1-0.
Should do your Castiglione impression.
Yours is far better than mine.
Reese takes strike 1. Slider, inside part of the plate.
Oh, he's up 2-0. Hitters count for
Now
Reese.
through Thursday, save 95 cents on cherries, Pop-Tarts, bananas, and fucking fruit punch. I don't fucking know.
Could you imagine Joe just started cursing mid-broadcast?
Jesus fucking Christ. What the hell is this ad read?
No, 3-0. Reese is up 3-0.
Holy shit, it's a strike.
Oh, okay, we're back. Nesson's back.
Oh, good for them. Yeah. Oh, good for you.
There's no score bug, but the game is back.
Yeah, bringing it back to like the 1960s when they only showed the score like once every half hour. So, all right, is that all we got? Do you want to call it there?
That's all. This was the last 20 minutes. Have just been talking soccer and Nesson.
Emoji of the week, a TV for
Ooh.
Nesson.
Yeah, that'll work.
TV. So, for Jake, for Liam, I'm Fitz, you're you. We thank you very much for listening to this edition of Pod on Lansdowne. We'll talk to you next week with a full crew for the entirety of the show, hopefully. Until then, go Sox and obey your mother.
Can you hear the jackhammers?
Let me turn it up all the way.
It's great radio.
I hear like a very
No. Don't
Like,
worry about it.
I
Don't worry.
don't- no,
Obey
don't
your
worry.
mother. Obey your mother. Sox are down 2-1. We're coming back.